Whenever I think about the purpose of my YouTube channel or why it exists, the answer inevitably goes back to myself. I don't need a ginormous audience. I don't need a bunch of people clawing after me. I simply need enough to hear my message, to understand my message, and to partake in that message. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. In many ways, it can even be better because when you have a smaller group of people, there are less misunderstandings to mitigate. You can work on the few misunderstandings that happen, and it ends up being that the only people who watch you are the people who understand it on the deepest level because they've been with you the longest and they're more likely to stay with you because it's a niche. It's when smaller audiences come about, it tends to be because the art itself is niche. And the reason art tends to be niche is because no one understands it. And when you have the inability to understand something, or you simply don't put in the time to, you inevitably stop watching it or stop caring. And because my viewers, the ones who view consistently, do understand with some consistent basis, there are misunderstandings here and there. There always are with humans, and you have to rectify those. But in general, there tends to be a consistent level of understanding. In general. And so, when I think about this, and I think about how small my audience is, the only thing I can do is sit there, not in abject horror, but with pride and with happiness, because the smaller your audience is, the more people will find it to be a niche thing that they understand on the deepest possible level. And like, I feel like most YouTubers, as I said, they just sit there and they'd be upset and they'd be scared and they'd be like, why is this happening to me? Why is this thing ending up the way it is? But a small niche, a small community is a positive thing, I think, in many ways. The most subscribers I would ever want would be a few thousand. I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. At the rate I'm doing, with the videos that I've been putting out, I doubt I will sometimes. But I'd like to try. I'd like to try to reach that a few K, you know, just see how people would react to me at that point, how I would react to them, because the amount of subscribers to some extent does change how you act. It changes how you perceive the world just because you're interacting with more people and the words that you put out into the world have more gravity to them. It means more to people when there's more people looking at it. And that's simply because when you see enough people stating the same thing over and over, it puts more personal responsibility on you as the creator, whereas with one comment, you can just delete it and not think about it. So, there's a lot of different factors that come in to being a bigger channel and into being a smaller channel, but I really like how small and dedicated my audience is. And I don't think my audience is nearly as dedicated as, you know, someone like my boyfriend, Weeb Trash Productions, where he has far less subscribers than I do, but he gets more views on his videos. That's the thing, like, I got all the subscribers I got from a shitty Lego Unikitty video that everybody who watched that video probably does not understand my videos, at least the recent ones at all. Probably don't understand my anime videos either. They probably didn't understand the struggles of an outlaw. But the existence of the struggles of an outlaw and of many of my weirder videos and my podcasts and shit have been to alienate those people, has been to tell them to unsubscribe and to get away, because I don't want those normies here. I don't want people who don't understand my message and who don't understand me, because even with the content like I'm skeptical about Lego Unikitty, even with the content like my SpongeBob video, those videos, yes, they are broadly appealing. Yes, they can get to a larger amount of people because I am less edgy and take a broad approach with the marketing to them. They are nonetheless going to be more misunderstood by the masses when marketing to the masses, because no matter how much I water down myself, I would have to lie to be someone who isn't me. Ultimately, my points are filtered through my perspective and through who I am as a person. And that also reflects in my writing and the way that I word things and the ideas that I have. And even in the most broad content, that is going to come out, and it is going to be displayed by the viewers themselves. They are going to tell me that this is an issue, that I misunderstand this thing, that I misunderstand that thing. The core audience got it. The Hunter x Hunter Dick Writing Association, fucking Mr. A, who else comments? Giggity Wing, that guy, he's been commenting on my videos. fucking, who else is a consistent commenter? Thomas Roke. Like, I know these people's names. Alex Horatio. Well, he misunderstands my videos a bit more, but he's still a long-time viewer nonetheless. Like, people who are consistently watching me understand where I'm coming from in those videos, most likely, in like the written ones that are more broadly accessible, because they know me. They know my content. They watch enough of my content to know me well enough. By the way, thank you to Mr. A for writing such long comments. I always appreciate that. But, like, when you have a community like this, or I hesitate to call it a community, because even though a relationship with a YouTuber does exist, I think it's very much a parasocial thing. Like, with many of my commenters, it's not as if I'm friends with them, it's just that they've taken enough information about me to feel as if they are friends with me, or that they, that they have a relationship akin to that because they're just listening to so much of me talking. That's what I don't have a relationship with them, but they do with me, more or less. So, like, I think, something exists there. Something a deep connection exists there through understanding. And you can't get that with somebody who's just randomly clicked on a Lego Unikitty video, right? That person has no idea who I am. They just saw the title and the thumbnail and they saw it was about something relevant. I'm not the type of person who can regularly do that type of content and survive, because even when I'm doing that type of content, it's filtered through a point that is mine, that is individual to me. But if I were to just make, like, random Teen Titans Go video number 500, and if I were to just make random current cartoon video number 500, then I would simply be a mouthpiece for the consensus and have no personality, which that in itself is its own individual personality, but you get what I mean. It wouldn't be nearly as strange or odd or, bombastic as what I do, and so it would be less likely to be misunderstood. And as a result of that, more people would latch onto it because they're simply saying the opinions you want. They're not being challenged. They're not being told your ideas have some kind of flaw. They're not being told that, I'm different and now you have to deal with that. Now you have to compartmentalize that. No, they're just being told exactly what they already think, and then for validation, they watch the video, they give it a like, and then they give you money. And that's all fine and good. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not what I want to do, and it's not what my content works for. So when I apply that broad marketing with the thumbnail and the title, what I'm seeking to do is to gain that audience, but instead of gaining them, all I tend to gain is misunderstanding. And in the long run, that is not good, to have a bunch of dead subs who don't even click on your videos and don't even care. That's exactly what I've got. I've got, at most 30 people who care. And like, I look at someone like Weeb, and he's got like 60 views per video most of the time, or like 50 views on like a vlog that he did. Most of my vlogs don't get that high up, because most of my audience doesn't care, Most of my audience is Lego Unikitty fans, cartoon fans. They don't care. So, I gotta do something to mitigate that. I gotta get the people on the deeper level, I gotta get them to understand. I gotta get more people in to understand. And that's a process. That's a process of trying to make more broad videos, and also being misunderstood through that, but in doing so, showing as much of my personality as possible. So I allow myself to be misunderstood, but by presenting that information unadulterated, I am inviting people in to understand me. And the people who will find it. They will latch on to it. I just need to put in more effort into those people finding me. And so that means marketing my shit better, and being more honest in those videos that are meant to make money, And so, I look at someone like Weeb, I look at what he's doing, and I look at the old server he had, the fan server that had all those people on it. I was a mod there. I spent a lot of time there. And I look at, all the views he's got, all the comments of people saying how much his art had touched them personally. My art doesn't touch anybody personally. It's just vlogs, I don't think don't think this helps many people. There's one guy who Wikijipo told me that my videos were helping, and that was just incredible to hear. And like that was really amazing to hear. But you know, in general, most of my videos don't help anybody. They're just self-indulgent and kind of interesting. But Weebs videos, that is art. That is art that the niche is dedicated to. While the niche is small, many of them understand exactly what he's doing. They understand exactly what he's trying to convey, and they care a lot about it. I was one of those people who cared a lot about it, and now I'm dating him, you know? So the dedication is there when it comes to his videos, and I look at that and I'm like, I want something like that. I want something that, you know, makes it to where I have, you know, a good, decent amount of views on every single video. Where they'll just watch whatever I do. Because, like, he'll have vlogs that have, like, 78 views on it. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is a 19-minute unbroken vlog that you just posted to your main channel. And it has 70 views on it. And that's how much his audience cares, you know? I want something like that. It'd be nice. But for right now, you know, I just have to work to get that, and in the process of doing so, I have to burn the fat. I have to get rid of the fluff. I have to get rid of the people who don't get what I'm doing, and the way I do that is by being as edgy as possible and by showing exactly what I am and exactly what I'm gonna do. That's what this transition period is about. That's why I put out, you know, the Why I'll Never Be a Musician vlog is the first one that I did, because it was a very personal topic. Did a little bit of editing on it, not much. I released it to the main channel, and ever since then it's just been a steady herd of videos coming after that. Vlogs and just edgy bullshit in my writing. And so you're seeing exactly who I am. You're seeing exactly what is going on here, up here. And it's gonna stay that way. And so if you don't like it, get out. If you don't understand it, we can talk it out. If you still don't understand it, get out. I'm trimming the fat, I'm burning the fluff, and in order to do that, you need to bash some heads in, I suppose, you know. What am I saying? I don't know what these allegories are, what these metaphors are, but you get what I mean, you know. By being as flamboyant as I have been in these videos and boisterous, I have been losing a lot of subscribers who just didn't know I was going to be like this, or who just don't care about what I'm doing. But at the same time, I've noticed myself steadily gaining a lot more. New people are coming in to replace the old ones, and that's exactly what I want. I want to trim the fat and then grow some muscle.